for being here today. Before we get started, I want to do a quick sound and audio check to make sure you could hear me. So if you could please type in the question box and let me know, yes, I can hear you, but then also your and what part of the country you're from. We have friends from all over the United States on the call today. So before we get started, I want to make sure that the audio is doing perfectly. It looks like we have Larry checking in, says, yes, I can hear you. We have Stuart Egberg checking in from the Atlanta area. Kim Harris says, yes, I can hear you from McKinney, Texas. Wow, we got, looks like L. Rogers says, yes, I can hear you from Charlotte, North Carolina. Jim Hood checking in from Frozen, Cincinnati, Ohio. We got Terry Bennett says she's checking in from Southern California where the weather is nice and warm. It looks like you guys can hear me, which is the goal I wanted to accomplish. So before we go any further, I wanted to do some quick housekeeping notes so that you can get the best out of this webinar. You see, not only did you register for this webinar, but you blocked off your calendar and you actually made it here on time and a little bit early, which shows an extreme dedication to your success. So please, please do yourself a favor. Shut out of all distractions. If you're at the office, close the door, tell people not to bother you. Shut out of your email box. Maybe not turn your phone off, but you can turn your phone over and take lots of notes. But above anything else, be sure to take action. The best laid plans are useless unless action is placed behind them. So before I tell you about our special presenter today, who's going to teach you everything you need to know about how to get listings right now, even in this crazy hot seller's market, I also wanted to tell you that I hold your time in the highest esteem of respect. So what we have planned for you today is going to be a very content-rich, action-packed webinar, and I'm going to guarantee you up front that you're going to have a great time. Josh has been in the real estate business at this point for probably over 15 years, maybe 16, 17, it depends on who's counting. He is considered to be the expert at generating real estate listings and is going to show you exactly how you can do that today in this market, today live on this webinar. So with that, Josh, I want to say, are you with us? Can we hear you? How are we going to be changing people's lives today?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Thank you for that. I'm excited. Hopefully everybody is excited. So here's the official title for our workshop today: 3 surefire ways to get listings right now. And I'm talking about, yes, right now in this crazy hot seller's market. I have literally talked to hundreds of agents over the last few months, doing strategy calls and just catching up with people and so forth. And virtually everybody I talk to is in an incredibly hot seller's market, situations where every worthwhile listing that's priced even remotely realistically and in decent condition is getting many offers, 10, 15, 20, 25, and more. And so now more than ever, it is important for you, for me, to focus on growing a listing-centric business, right? I type in the chat yes or 100% or something if listings are easy money for you right now. Meaning, when you get a listing, it's as good as done deal, right? You're getting paid. You're going to get a commission. Let me know in the chat if that is you. And it's so cool to see people from all over the place for sure. So let me know in the chat on that. Come on. Absolutely. Yep. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. And I'm going to stay hydrated. Well, I'm using coffee to give me energy and then water to keep me hydrated and keep the throat in good shape here. So here's what we're going to cover. All right. Here's what we're going to dig into on this. Number 1, how to turn your frustrated buyer clients into listing opportunities right now. Now, and I'm going to ask, I'm not just going to ask, I'm going to, I don't want to use the word demand. I'm going to strongly encourage maximum participation from all of you. You have invested time to be here. Okay. You've taken the time to invest. You have invested time into registering for this and now showing up for this. let's make sure that you get an ROI on that investment. Let's make sure we turn that time into an ROI for you. And to do that, I need you to participate. I need you actively engaged. So along those lines, let me know in the chat if you have at least one buyer client. Just give me a Y in the chat. If you have at least one buyer client right now that you haven't been able to get under contract. Like maybe you've been working with them for a week, a month, or more, 2-3 months. I mean, I have several right now where we've been trying for a while to no avail, right? So let me know, give me a Y in the chat if that is the case for you. So that's number one. We're going to show you how to turn those frustrated buyer clients into listing opportunities now. And we're literally going to do that on the workshop here today, okay? Some of the work anyway. Number two, how to identify the sellers in hiding within your existing database and sphere of influence. I've got a killer script for you that, again, you can literally take and use while we're on the workshop. And who knows, some of you may even get listing appointments while we are here live. Number three, a simple 3-step texting framework you can use immediately to get appointments with for sale by owners through text message. Appointments with for sale by owners. Again, some of you may do it while we're here live. We'll see. I've said this already. I'm going to say it again. This is a workshop. This is not like other webinars that you have been on. We are going to actually work together live on the call to get you listing opportunities right now. What I've done, and the reason why we're doing this, is we recently did a 5-day listing challenge, and the results were incredible. But we know that there were people like yourselves that weren't able to participate in that challenge or wanted to take it a step further. So we've taken some of the best things, the best strategies and tactics that we unpacked on the challenge and packed them into this little workshop for you here today. So William gave me a brief introduction. I'm not going to belabor this a whole lot, but just a real brief overview of me. I've been a licensed agent since 2007. I've built 2 multi-million-dollar companies helping agents. Go ahead.
And the slides, Josh. The slides.
The slides what? Sorry. You can't see the
we're
slides?
Or on the first slide.
What's that? Oh, it's stuck
on the first slide.
Oh, how about now?
Yeah, you can just continue.
Okay, good. But the slides are good?
Yes, continue.
Gotcha. Okay, so licensed since mid-2000s, mid to late 2000s. Built a couple of multi-million-dollar companies providing agents and brokers help with their online marketing, how to build client acquisition systems online. I'm best-selling, Amazon best-selling author of a book called Attract, 4 Simple Steps to Engaging Your Ideal Prospect with or your ideal client with.
Your screen is paused. That's what it is.
Oh. Bear with me, folks. See, it doesn't matter how long you do these things. Doesn't matter how long or how often you do these things. There's always
Perfect.
There we go. All right, now you can see the screen. Good. Thanks for the heads up. So, happily married for 17 years now. I have 4 amazing kids. In fact, my oldest son was in here right before telling me some story about something or other related to the Eagles or something. I personally went back into actively selling real estate at the start of 2020, last year. And I did so for a number of reasons. Number one, I wanted to go back to practicing what I preach. I wanted to apply what I had been helping and coaching and training on for years, and because of an amazing business model. And last year, I went from 0 to 30 transactions. I closed my 30th transaction December 31st, and also built an organization that is growing like a wildfire, and created more wealth and equity for myself in 12 months than I had in the previous 12 years combined. And it gave me a whole new perspective and a whole new sort of lease on life, let's say, and re-energized me And it's allowed me to reconnect and connect on a deeper level with many folks like yourself. And so I'm super excited to be here and share with you what we're going to dig into. So the first thing I want to do, and let me give you a little bit more context. So the reason why we're doing this workshop, why we did the challenge, why the focus on listings is first and foremost, I needed to re-energize and refocus myself on listings. Though I had a tremendous first year back, 30 transactions last year, it was primarily, I would say about 2/3 of those opportunities, those closings were buyer side transactions. And it's getting harder and harder and more competitive and more competitive. So I started to look at, okay, listen, I got to make some changes. I got to find some better, more predictable ways to generate listings. And so in doing so, I want to also share that, what I'm doing with that, with all of you. And so that's why we're here now. That's why we did the challenge. And that's why we put together the special offer that we're going to make to you at the end of our workshop here today, for those of you that want to dive deeper in what we've got. Okay, I'm going to exit the full screen mode because I want to be able to see and interact with the comments here. Okay, so we need your participation. We need your participation here. So what I want you to put in the comments, and understand that if you're here with us on the in GoToWebinar, no one else can see your answers to this except for myself and William, okay? So you're not publicly stating this. So please, please, please share your answer. What I want you to type in the comment is, what is what we're going to call your freedom number. Your freedom number. And here's what I mean by that. What number per month, what amount of monthly income would be your freedom number? A number that would easily cover all of your expenses and then some. Not just cover your expenses, but allow you to invest into your future. Allow you to invest into experiences and some of the finer things in life. I'm not talking about going wild and being super extravagant, but I'm also not talking about barely getting by. I'm talking about a number that if you consistently had that number, it would be life-changing for you. Life-changing for you, okay? And listen, I love the participation. So we have 30,000, 12,000, 8,000, 10,000, 15, 20, 15, 20, 15, 4, 18, okay? There's no right or wrong answers here, right? We all live in different markets and different areas, right? Some of us live in areas where the cost per living is super high. Some of us, like myself, live in more rural areas where the cost per living is not nearly as high as, say, Southern California, okay? 50,000. I love some of you are getting, not aggressive, but thinking big. I love 5,000, 15, 10, 21. Okay. Now, please play along with me. Okay. There's several steps to this exercise, and it will only work and it will only be meaningful to you if you do this with me. Okay. So, you keep on answering, and I love it. The numbers keep pouring in. What I want to do is I want to take a minute or two here, and I want you to imagine for a moment. And in fact, I want you to actually close your eyes with me here. Close your eyes with me here. And I want you to picture what that would look like for you when you hit that number. Notice I said when you hit that number. I want you to picture in your mind, does that mean that you're living in a different home? If so, what does that home look like? Are you driving a different car? If so, what does that car look like? Will it allow you to go on experiences with your family if we ever get out of all the weirdness that's going on? Maybe it's to Disney World. Maybe it's taking them to Cabo. I don't know why I picked Cabo, but you get the idea. I want you to really fully let that set in, what that would feel like for you to know that not just that you can hit that number once, but that number has become the norm. That number has become the standard. That number has become the minimum level, right? The floor, not the ceiling. Okay. Really envision that. Feel what that would do to you. Would you be able to sleep better? Would you be more connected with your family? Would you be a more positive, motivating person? How would that feel to you in your core, in your heart, in your mind? What would that do for you? Okay. And really, I want you to connect with that. And in fact, what I want you to do is I want you to envision in your mind how you would look, the person that you are becoming to do that. Okay, so to get that picture of yourself, maybe it would also allow you to hire a trainer or hire someone to prepare high quality healthy meals, and so that would affect your you from a health perspective. Envision that very best version of yourself and step into that person, become that person in this process, right? Okay. Hopefully all of you did that with me. My eyes are going to need to adjust there after having them closed for so long, as I was doing it along with you. Okay. All right. So now we've envisioned what that looks like. Let's practically break down for you how we can make that happen as quickly and easily as possible. As quickly and easily as possible. So the next step, the next question, and I need maximum participation here. I need to know, what is your average net commission? Your average net commission. And I promise you, after we do this exercise, I'm going to give you some very tactical, practical things that we may have people live on here getting listing opportunities. Okay, I promise you, but I can also promise you this: if you take this seriously and you do this, you're much more likely to actually get results and do the work that we're going to do on the workshop. Okay, so 6K, 9,000, 1,900, 3,400, 6, 5, 5, 7,500, 5, 3,500, 12, 7,000. Greg, 13. Sorry, I didn't say his last name. Jim, 10,5. Okay. All right. We just need one last thing. What is your average conversion rate on listing appointments? So if you go on 10 listing appointments, are you getting 8, 7, 5, 4, 9, whatever that number is? Doesn't matter. Whatever that number is, what is your average commission? Your average conversion on listing appointments. Okay. Monica, you haven't had any listing appointments? Okay. Well, then in your case, Monica, as we do this, I'm going to assume that you're newer. So in your case, let's say 5. Let's say you get half. Okay. We'll go conservative. Let's say for every 10 you go on, you'll get 5, or every 2 you'll get 1 out of 2. Okay. 95, 50%, 70%, 100%. Okay. 5 out of 10. So 50%, 70%. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use really conservative numbers here. And we're going to do some really simple math. Now, here's what I can promise you. If you struggle with this, reach out to me after the workshop and I can help you with this, or we can do it right on here. Okay. But it's really, this is simple math, and math that you all need to be able to do in our business here. Okay. So freedom number. Okay. Freedom number. We're just going to pick some numbers here just to get this done. Let's say the freedom number was 20K per month. Okay. And let's say your average net commission is, we'll go with 7,500. Okay. And let's say your listing appointment percentage is, we'll do 75%. So 3 out of 4. 3 out of every 4. Okay, 3 out of every 4. So using these numbers to get to 20,000 per month, if we do 3 of these, okay, if we do 3 of these, that gets us to 22.5. That gives us some buffer. Okay, so to do the math here, basically we would take 20,000. I'm using my calculator. 20,000 divided by 7,500. Okay, so that equals 20,000 divided by 7,500 equals 2.66. Okay, 2.66. Okay, and we already said that 75% is our listing appointment conversion ratio. Okay, so 3 out of 4. We're going to round this up. We're going to round this 2.6 up. We'll round it up to 3, which means 2 things. It means that if I take 22,500, okay, so that's 3 commissions, 3 times 7,500, and I divide that by 4, it means that every listing appointment I go on in this scenario is worth $5,625. 5,000, okay, every listing appointment equals $5,625. Now, if we just stop there, hopefully that's an aha moment for you. Just a different perspective on the value of a listing appointment to your business. Okay, the value of a listing appointment to your business. But let's take it one step farther. Based upon all of these numbers, to hit your freedom number, if this were your scenario, that means equals 1 listing appointment per week, 52 per year. When you break it down like that, does that not seem a lot simpler and easier way to break down your business? Okay. And why I say quickly and easily is that if you focus on listings, you're going to get to this number a lot quicker and easier than if you try to get this number with buyers alone. Okay. So does that make sense? Michelle says, wow, yes. A very different perspective.
And I also wanted to interject, Josh, the purpose behind this exercise so that everybody knows is that if you ask people if they have goals, there's only a select group of people that even have goals. And of the people that have goals, if you ask them if they've written those goals down, it is only a select group of those people who have actually written their goals down. Anybody that is successful at accomplishing goals, for one, has them, and for 2, has written them down. Now, when you participated in this exercise with Josh, you are in a very unique position, the top 1% of 1% of all achievers. You have goals and you actually have them on paper and written them down in the form of a plan.
Here's what I'm going to do, because I'm certain that some of you maybe got lost in this a little bit. So here's what I'm going to do. For everyone who sticks with me until the end, I will actually send you a simple Google spreadsheet where you can punch in the numbers, and it will give you how many appointments you need per week, which actually I'll set it up so that it says per week, per month, per year to hit your freedom number. Would that be helpful for everybody? How did I get the $5,000 number? I don't have 5,000 on here. This one. So this one, Brandy, is if I know that my average net commission is 7,500, and I win 3 out of every 4 listing appointments, that's how we're getting the number. So we're taking 75 times 3 and then dividing it by 4, because that in this scenario, to get those 3 commissions, I need to go on 4 listing appointments. Okay, looks like everybody would love the spreadsheet. Okay, and somebody says that, and this is a beautiful transition. Thank you for that. Easy peasy. The question is, how do we get those appointments? Exactly. That is the question. And that's the one that we're going to try and solve for you here, and really dive deep on what we put together for those who are interested in taking it well beyond what we're going to do on this workshop. So we talked about 3 things that we're going to unpack here today. Let's get into it. I'll call secret number 1, secret in quotations. How to turn your frustrated buyer clients into listing opportunities right now for free, okay? How do we do that? How do we do that? By telling your frustrated buyer clients' story on social media and to your database, okay? This is a simple idea, but one that, if executed on properly and consistently, will yield you. This one idea alone could help you get to your target listing appointment number per week. This one idea executed over and over and over and over alone could help you hit that number. And the results from this one idea, I'll go in this mode so you can see it a little bit more. But the results from this one concept, for those that participated in our recent 5-day listing challenge, were phenomenal. And I'll tell you myself, the results from me doing the work, I have a listing appointment myself, or had a listing appointment last week from that very work. And in fact, I'm going to make a note to myself that I need to call somebody. It reminded me of something. So this is a simple post on Facebook that you can all emulate right now. And in fact, in a minute here, I'm going to make this very post on my Facebook, and you all can model it as well. You'll see how I'm going to do that. So you make the post on Facebook. You can do it on your business page. You can do it on your personal profile, or better yet, do it on both, or you could share it. You could create it on one and share it to the other. It's totally up to you. But the way you get massive traction and leverage from this would be to not just post it on your Facebook page, not just post it on your personal profile, but also post it into local groups on Facebook. Now, this screenshot is actually a screenshot of an ad that I created as part of a little bonus training that I had put together earlier this week. That was actually, we did some little bit of ninja work here, where if you notice, it says my clients have been looking for a single family home in this school district, CV schools, for $350,000 or under. This ad is actually running right now, targeting people that own a single family home in CV schools that is valued at or around, or at or below $350,000. Okay, this is an actual ad campaign that we've done, but let's do the work in a free methodology, a free strategy. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, and you can play along as well. This is where the workshop part of this comes into play. You can and should play along as well. If I can get my my page to come up here. You're going to create the post and simply ask for people to reach out. Now, notice there is a very specific structure to this post, and it's one that you can and should use on a regular basis. And it is simply to ask for help, to tell a little story, and then for a call to action. Ask for help, tell a little story, and then a call to action, right? So it's taking a little bit to open up because we're on a webinar and we're streaming and all of that. But if it ever opens up here for us, I'll show you how simple this really is. Oh, so while we're waiting, if you haven't already, decide in your mind which of your buyer clients are you going to do this for, right? Virtually all of you said in the comments who are participating that you do have at least one buyer client right now who is frustrated and you haven't been able to get under contract. Why does this not load? Let me see if my personal profile loads, and we'll just do it on there. What we get for trying to do this live like this and make it interactive and engaging. So let me try and open that up. So let me know, do you have somebody? Give me a Y in the comments if you have someone. I have a buyer. I have over 300 buyer leads, but they are all looking all over the county. How do I handle that other than making 300 ads since they are all looking in different areas? Don't make 300 ads. Pick the one that is most motivated and interested and ready to go right now, and just run with that one. Just run with that one and get it go. Oh, goodness. Sorry, getting text messages and phone calls and so forth. One of them actually was a callback on a listing appointment from earlier. Okay, so it finally opened up here. And it doesn't want to work, I think, because we've got too much stuff going on. And I have a household full of children on Zoom as well. So let's go ahead. I have the image. So in this case, I'm just going to use an image that I grabbed from the internet that shows the area that we're looking for. Okay? And I'll show you some examples if I can get them to open. I'll show you some other examples when we use the actual people's face, the clients that we were working for in that messaging. Now, obviously, you would want to get their permission to do that and so forth. But the ultimate way to do that is some kind of picture that demonstrates the area that we're looking at. And hopefully this is going to work. But Facebook doesn't want to cooperate with us right now, which is par for the course. Okay, looks like it's trying to open up here. Trying to. The other thing that I'm going to recommend that you do, and you might even do it live while we're on here, for those of you who are overachievers, is to send this message out to your database. Subject line: can you help us out? Copy in your email. You know, it's going to be exactly what we have here. Okay, my clients have been looking for a single family home. It's going to match what you're saying, right? But it's going to match that. All right. So we're going to go back here, and I'm going to say, can you help us out? I'll use a little emoji here at the beginning, make an announcement. Put a little megaphone. Okay. Can you help us out? My clients are looking for a single family home with with at least 3 bedroom, 2 bath in CV. My goodness, CV schools. I forget how I worded it here, but I want to, there is very little inventory currently available right now. Very little inventory currently available right now. Have you heard anyone talking about selling their home in CV? Back over here, and we got shoot me a private message or call or text me at this number. TIA, thanks in advance. Josh Schoenly, EXP Realty. 10456. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for people to contact me. I have to put my office number, and I always forget what it is. 888-397-3. 7352. 7352, extension 1034. And bang, post. So you create the post, and I would highly recommend that you then share it into some local groups. I would highly recommend that you share it, if you created it on your Facebook page, share it to your personal profile. If vice versa, if you create it on your personal profile like we did here, because the Facebook page didn't want to load, then you can share it the other way. And you do that very simply by using the share button. And again, it's not going to want to load for me because we're bogging the system down, and my internet is being taxed heavily currently. Now it's opening it up. Well, you get the idea. And listen, if you don't know how to share on Facebook, you can Google it. You'll get lots of answers. Now it's maybe going to open here. So we can share as a story to the public. We don't want to do that. We can share to a group. We can share to a page. So I can click share to a page. And I can choose XP Realty. And I'll say again, can you help us out? See full story below. And share. Okay. So action item number 1 for you, you're going to create this messaging. You're going to post it on Facebook for free, right? For free. And you're going to send it out to your database. People are going to go out of their way to try and help you. They will if you ask them and you give them a reason. And here's the thing. Here's why this works. Here's why this is powerful. You're not asking them to help you. You're asking them to help your clients. Your clients, people in their community, right? And it's not about, it's not about you begging for a commission or having commission breath. It's you demonstrating how you help your clients. Okay. That's one of the things that makes this so incredibly powerful. You are demonstrating to your marketplace that you can help them. Why is that important, particularly in the current market conditions? Because there are lots of people who have thought about and even know that they could sell their house, but they're concerned or scared or hesitating because they don't know what house they would buy. Well, you are demonstrating to those folks the kind of service and the kind of marketing that you do to help with that. So you're demonstrating through your actions that you are way beyond all the other real estate agents or realtors in your market. Okay. So that is secret number 1. Who's going to do that? And then report back the follow-up here. So do you follow up with a neighborhood flyer or postcard? Reynaldo, absolutely. And in fact, that is something that we're going to unpack next week for those that join us for our virtual live 2-day boot camp. I wanted to give some bite-sized actionable items here that you can do, but absolutely. And I will tell you this, every time I follow that up with a postcard, about every 500 people I send it out to, I get 2 to 3 listing opportunities, or at least, let's not say listing opportunities, 2 to 3 curious potential sellers. Every time. For every 500 I send, it's 2 to 3, like clockwork. What's your opinion of sharing to neighborhood Facebook pages? 100% yes, Deborah. 100% I would and recommend it. And here's why. It's not about you. It's not about you. Will you get some people that are a little bit, you might get some people that get twerked up about it. But listen, you're trying to help your clients. You are leaving no stone unturned to try and help your clients. Okay? Like, it's a legitimate reason to do that. How do you do that targeting on Facebook? Oh, Deborah, how do I target only the people? So that is a bonus training that we did, and I'll let you know how you can get access to that as we get towards the end of this workshop. Okay, it's a little bit of an advanced sort of ninja strategy for sure. Please give examples of local groups. It's going to be super slow to do that, but all you do is in the search bar on Facebook, you would search for groups in your local area. So you could type in, like, I live just outside of Mechanicsburg, PA. I type in Mechanicsburg, PA, and then I can choose to search for groups that either have that title or are associated to Mechanicsburg, PA, and then you can join those groups. And some of them have different rules and regulations and things that they allow and don't allow. But odds are every one of you can find groups where you could save this to, okay? Debbie says, absolutely. So she's going to do it. What happens when brokers reply to your post? Al, I would delete their comment or say, hey, thanks, I'll send you a private message. And it happens. Great plan. I'll be doing this today. Right on, Kimberly. Can't wait for the boot. Yeah, yep. If no buyer, how different language? Joanna, I wouldn't do this if you don't have any buyer. So what I would do, though, is find someone in your office that has an active buyer. Or do you have any investor clients? Okay. There's got to be, someone that you have that could turn that out. And in fact, Joanna, this is a perfect transition to secret number 2, because you can use secret number 2 to get the buyer to implement secret number 1. And here's how. Okay. So number 2 is this: how to identify the sellers in hiding, quote unquote, or sellers in disguise within your existing database and sphere of influence. Okay. Now, when you deploy this, here's what's going to happen. You are going to identify sellers in hiding, but you're also going to get buyers replying to you that don't have a home to sell. And so when they do, you can deploy secret number 1 that we just shared. See how meta that is? Okay, so this is what I call the reverse psychology script. And there's a number of different variations that we use with this, but I am telling you, this is incredibly powerful if you implement it, if you use this script, okay? And without further ado, should I build it up anymore? Let me know in the comments. Do you want me to show you the script? All right, never mind. I'm kidding. Here's the script. And I recommend that you send this as a text message to all of your unconverted leads. I can virtually guarantee you all have some unconverted leads. Okay? I can virtually guarantee that all of you have some unconverted leads. If you don't, we'll get creative with this for you. We'll get creative, I promise you. In fact, I'll just unpack it right now. You could reword this slightly and make that post. Okay? So if you don't have any, you can make that post on social media. Okay? I know you're not ready to move right now, but when you are ready, do you have a home you need to sell first? I know you're not ready to move right now, but when you are ready, do you have a home you need to sell first? Okay. You can send that as a broadcast message if you're using KV Core or Lion Desk or whatever, Sierra Interactive, any number of different platforms. If you can't send it as a broadcast text message, send it as an email, or better yet, send it one-to-one, one-on-one. I promise you it will be worth it, because you are going to get a ton of replies. What do you do when people do reply? Okay, well, just so happens that I have some answers for you. If they say yes, this is one way you can answer them back. Terrific. We have a new free service called a professional equity assessment report. It's a lot like an appraisal, but doesn't cost you the $400 to $500 like a regular appraisal. Is that something you'd be interested in? Okay. There are any number of ways you could respond. And actually, let's open it up, because I know we have a bunch of super, super smart agents and marketers on here. How would you reply if they said yes? What are some other ways that you might reply when they say yes, that they do have a home to sell first? And while we get those replies, what are we going to do if they say no? If they say no, which means they don't have a home to sell first. Got it. Got it. Thanks. Would you be interested in the special financing programs we have available right now? Or, got it. Thanks. Is there a specific school district you're looking to be in when you do make a move? Got it. Thanks. What's the one thing stopping you from owning your dream home right now? And by the way, that's a great way. This script could be used as the actual main script. Okay. You could just say, hey, just curious, what's the one thing stopping you from owning your dream home right now? Okay. I'm trying to give you guys as much value and as many actionable ways that you can create listing opportunities right now. Some quick wins for you, some quick opportunities for you. Okay. I'm trying to drop as much here on you as possible, value bombs on you as possible. Diana, will you be sending out a replay? I can't write fast enough. Yes, Diana, I'm happy to do that. And I'll one-up you. I'll send you. So I'm going to send you the spreadsheet, and I'll send you a PDF copy of these slides to anyone who attends right now, anybody who is here right now. I'm happy to do that. Absolutely. And Heather says, thank you so much. Okay. So there are any number of different ways you could reply if they say yes. Going back to here, you guys are being shy because I know you have some great stuff here. But you could say, terrific. What's keeping you from or making a move right now? Or when are you thinking about making a move? Okay. What you want to do, though, what is critically important is this. It's got to end with a question. It's got to end with a question, because what we're trying to do is get into a conversation. And the longer the conversation, the more you are locking them in to you and having you, creating the opportunity for you to get their business, to earn their business. Okay. So any questions before we move on to secret numero tres? Mike, these are text messages. They could be, and that's what I would recommend that you do. But you could also send this out as an email, okay? And if I were to send this as an email, I would say the subject line, I would have just curious, or question for you, first name, question for you, Mike. And then I would just put this, okay? And notice, again, a question, right? We've got a question here. This reply ends with a question. These replies, they all end in a question, because we want a question creates it engages their brains, and they want to reply, right? There's an expectation when someone asks you a question, unless they're just being rude, right? People don't ignore you when you ask a question. They answer something. And no matter what they answer, how they reply, we can have an opportunity to continue the conversation. Okay. Now, what happens if they said, no, we just bought a home. We already bought a home. Okay. What area did you purchase a home? And they tell you, awesome. Thank you. Have you heard anybody talking about selling in that neighborhood? Because I have some clients that are looking, and I don't know if you know, but there's very little inventory, blah, 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 right? Any conversation is an opportunity to identify potential additional business for you, okay? All right, I'm gonna move on to secret number 3. I didn't mention at the beginning, but I will hang on here for as long as I possibly can to answer any and all questions that you have to do to unpack this, okay? Secret number 3. A simple 3-step texting framework you can use immediately to get appointments with for sale by owners. Okay. And I have detailed here for you. If you go to growwithjosh.com/FISBOs, growwithjosh.com/FISBOs is a document that gives you the entire process. So why don't we just go over to that? It'll take it a minute to open here because it's always lagging. And while that happens, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. While that's loading, I didn't even think of this, but I will add to this document for you all a little video on where a couple of different places where you can get the for sale by owners. 3 of them free, 1 of them a paid service. Zillow, at least at this time, and they're changing everything all the time. Zillow, you can actually get the for sale by owners phone number, which most of the time is their cell phone number, right from the for sale by owner listing. I'm not even going to attempt to do that live here because of how lagging and slow my browsers are reacting. But in this video and the video that I'll add to this document for you, I walk you through exactly how to do that. Okay, so you'll see exactly how to do that. For now though, I want to unpack the script for you so that you can get an idea of what that looks like and how it works. And you can get, and it looks like a bunch of you, these beautiful different colors. Many of you have just opened this up. But you can get it at growwithjosh.com/FISBOs. Okay. So here's the initial message that we text the for sale by owner. And listen, don't make this harder than it is. You can literally open up the messages app on your laptop or desktop, or literally just use your phone and send them hand texted texts. Okay, with your own thumbs. Hi, this is Josh with eXp Realty. Is your home at blank address? Just the street address. You don't need to put in the whole thing. You can even say, is your home on blank street still available? Question mark. Thanks. That's it. That's it. Notice, question, expectation for them to respond. If they say yes, terrific. Are you willing to pay a 3% finder's fee to an agent? An alternate version of this would be, if I brought you an acceptable offer, would you be willing to pay a 3% finder's fee? Okay, and in fact, let's just add that in there. Awesome. If I brought you an acceptable offer, would you be willing to pay a 3% finder's fee? Notice, and this is important. This is really important. Words matter. The language we use matters. Okay? Words are powerful. It's not a commission. I know it's a commission. You know it's a commission. But when you say commission, like, it brings up a different connotation. It brings up a different image in their brain. You're asking for a finder's fee. And we have found through data that you get a positive response, a more favorable response when you say finder's fee. Okay. Some people even ask, well, what does that mean? Right. And then you get a chance to educate them. If they say yes, or any positive result. So some of them might say yes, we'd be happy to. Not many of them, but some of them will. Some of them will say, no, we're offering 2.5%. We're offering 2%. We're offering 1%. We're offering 10,000. We're offering 5,000. It doesn't matter. Okay. Any positive response, no matter the percentage, you're going to say, awesome, thanks. When would you be available to have a quick chat about the property? Or awesome, thanks. When could I come take a quick tour of the property? That's it. That's it. You're just trying to create the opportunity to have a conversation or to get a private tour with the seller, with the for sale by owner. Now, how do you win them? How do you win them? We don't have time for that to go like super deep into that. But here, let me keep it as simple as possible. You win them by helping them. Okay? You demonstrate that you can help them by actually helping them. Okay? maybe you do actually have a client that would be interested in that property, in their property. And in that case, you're coming to preview the property so that you can, so that you don't waste their time and your client's time if it's not a good fit. Okay. Maybe you're previewing it because you use the idea that like, hey, I pride myself in knowing all of the inventory on the market, not just what's in the MLS. So, I would love to come take a quick tour. And when I come out and meet you, I might be able to give you some pointers and help with the marketing of the property. Okay. Whatever the case may be. When you go to this doc, you can also see a number of different actual live exchanges of text messages. All right. Okay. So we're going to go into Q&A in a minute here. Okay. We're going to go to Q&A in a minute here. However, I mentioned at the beginning, and it's kind of come up several times, and we actually have some of you live on here who have already taken advantage of something special and unique that we are doing, that we are putting on for those of you that really want to go deep and master and build out a predictable and scalable listing-centric business, right? This workshop, okay, this workshop was about giving you some tactical strategies, some bite-sized strategies that you can do to create some quick wins and create some immediate listing opportunities for you. But what I want to do and what I want to invite you to is a 2-day live virtual boot camp, where we are going to map out and help you build out predictable and scalable listing systems for your business. Okay. Whereas this workshop is about getting you some quick wins. The boot camp, the 2-day live boot camp, is helping you build a business around a listing-centric business. Tom Hopkins, who is one of the greatest real estate trainers and coaches of all time, he's been doing this for 40 years. You can go and find quotes of him. And in fact, I was going to put that in this slide deck, but I kind of ran out of time because we put this together a little bit last minute for y'all. But you can find from his very early days, right? That you'll find quotes of him saying things like the listing agent is the one that controls the inventory, right? If you go and look at the Red Book, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, which I think has a ton of value, but I think you'll find that a lot of the specific tactics that you'll find in there right now don't really apply, and some of it will even be laughable. But the main point of that book is that you have to be the listing linchpin. You have to be the listing-centric agent, and you build it out from there. Okay. So for those of you who are interested, you can join us for this 2-day live virtual boot camp by reserving your seat at virtuallistingsbootcamp.com. I think I have a misspelling in there, but I think I have both of them going to it. But if you go to virtuallistingsbootcamp.com, you're going to see a page that looks like this. Man, my internet does not want to work today. You're going to see, no, you're not. Look at that. Yep, I misspelled it. Spelled it because I expected it to pop up. There we go. So when you go to this link, you're going to see a page that looks like this with information about the boot camp. So you'll see the days, you'll see the times, you'll see the fact that you can join us from the comfort of your home or office. You'll see what is included, which is everything you need to become the dominant listing agent in your market, what we're calling a listing linchpin, right? We're going to take you from, well, I'm not even going to say that, a negative connotation, but we're going to give you everything you need to become the listing linchpin in your market. Why? Why are we doing this? Well, I want to give you the tools and systems you need to take more listings per month than you would normally take per year. And listen, again, full transparency. The reason I'm doing this boot camp is as much for me as it is for you. By me putting on this boot camp, It has forced me to clarify my thinking, my systems, my processes for growing my listing-centric business. And I'm going to unpack and give it all to you. And so you can see a breakdown of day 1 and day 2. Day 1 is going to be all about seller lead generation and getting appointments from for sale by owners, expireds, motivated sellers like probate, pre-foreclosure, divorce. I don't even have on here, but bankruptcy. I totally forgot to include that on here. We're going to unpack YouTube ads for listings and more. In fact, this is perfectly synergistic here. Earlier this morning, I got a motivated seller lead from a YouTube ad campaign that we're going to. I'll show you exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it. Got that motivated seller lead came in. We had automated follow-up go out to them. While we were live early on in the first 10 minutes, I got a missed call. Well, I got a phone call, which I didn't want to answer. I didn't want to be rude to you. This one here, Dolphin from Dolphin, PA. I think I still have my webcam on. Don't call that person. I can't believe I just did that. Ignore the number there. Pretend you didn't see the number. Regardless, that was the motivated seller calling me back. So I'll show you exactly what that looks like. So session 1 is going to be creating your personalized listing blueprint. I am not expecting in any way, shape, or form for you to do all of these things. What we're doing is giving you the keys to the car or to all of the cars, and then you pick what car you want to take out for a drive based upon your market, your personality, your number, your freedom number, and we'll unpack and work all of that through together. Session 2, how to dominate for sale by owners and expireds with an automated multi-channel multimedia marketing campaign, one that will get you easy listings, one that will get them coming to you, right? Session 3, listing appointment lead gen systems leveraging Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Good stuff. Session 4, the motivated seller siphon and a breakdown of the best motivated seller lead vendors. Okay, I've actually tried a bunch of them, and I'll break down my results and my feedback and my thoughts on those different vendors and which ones are worth it and which ones maybe not so much. And then session 5, reverse prospecting on steroids. And in fact, this is killer. I did a bonus mini camp earlier, just a few days ago, a bonus mini camp for folks who are joining us for this 2-day live virtual listing bootcamp. And it's on that mini camp is where I created the ad that I mentioned earlier, the ad that we had in the in here. Okay, that was targeting specific homeowners here. But from the other part of that campaign that we created during that process, I actually got a listing appointment live during the mini camp while we were on the phone. And you'll see me, you'll all get immediate access to that when you enroll in the virtual listing bootcamp right now. You'll all get immediate access to that. You'll see me having conversations. You can't hear the seller, but I'm literally having conversations with inbound phone calls that I generated live on the mini camp. Okay. It was pretty incredible. I got a listing appointment while we were there, and it's going to be, it's a slam dunk. Like if I get the listing, it's money in the bank for sure. So you will get access to that. And then what we're going to do in session 5 is take that and give you a bunch of different use cases and applications and so forth. All right, day two, we're going to dig into the perfect listing presentation, the ultimate USP for sellers, and how to exponentially grow your business and wealth as a listing linchpin. So session 1 is the ultimate unique selling proposition for building a listing-centric business. It makes it virtually impossible for sellers to say no to you. Session 2, how you can win 90+% of your listing appointments with what we're calling the perfect listing presentation. Session 3, we're going to have a special guest that I'm calling, for now, I'm calling him Mr. X, who will break down exactly how he's taking 2 to 3 listings per week like clockwork. Session 4, what I'm deeming the listing linchpin all-star roundtable. So I'm going to have a bunch of different people in my organization who are consistently taking listings and how they're getting them. They'll give you exactly what they're doing. For example, Bruce in my organization, he's going to tell you how he's basically the last couple weeks, he's taken one for sale by owner listing per week, and he'll unpack exactly how he's doing it. I will tell you transparently up front, it starts with this 3-step texting script, but he'll tell you how he actually got the listings and so forth. And then finally, how to finally get off the commission roller coaster, create leverage, and build wealth, lasting wealth fast. You could also say listing wealth fast. And for those of you who are wondering, we do have a guarantee. If you attend both days and feel like it wasn't worth every penny plus a whole lot more, we will happily refund your investment, no questions asked. And here's I can confidently tell you this. Just the bonus mini camp that you'll get immediate access to that I recorded earlier this week, just that will be easily worth the investment of this program. Okay, easily. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to virtuallistingsbootcamp.com. You're going to click on this green button. You're going to enter your name and email. Once you do, you're going to get taken to the order form on the next page. Eventually, complete your enrollment right here. Easy peasy, no problemo. With that said, we're going to transition out, and we're going to answer all of your questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas. But listen, don't wait. So this virtual listing bootcamp is what I'm describing. It is a bootcamp. We are actually going to do work together. We're going to be able to bring you live on if you have a question. We're going to have work and assignments and create opportunities for you right then and there, which means space is limited. Space is limited. And we already have 75-ish folks who are registered. Okay. So I can't stress enough how important it is for you to take action and reserve your seat right now. Okay. Right now. Don't wait. Don't wait. All right. Let's go ahead to Q&A. My man, William, are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're going to open it up for Q&A. If you have any questions at all, please type them in the question box, and I'll make sure that Josh gets your questions answered for you so that you can put yourself in a position to get new listings right now in this hot real estate market. I have a bunch of questions that came in from people a few minutes ago. So if you asked your questions a few minutes ago, please be patient. We have a lot of people on the call right now, but we will make sure that every single one of your questions gets answered. So in the interim, please go to virtuallistingbootcamp.com to take action and align yourself with Josh to get the listings in your business that you know you deserve. I also pasted the take action link in the chat box to the side. So if anybody needs help accessing that, you can go ahead and get that link there. I have a question coming in here from Debbie Rivero. Debbie Rivero says, Josh, you mentioned a few ways to get FSBOs, but only mentioned Zillow. What are the other ways? Good question, Debbie.
Yeah, so Debbie, I'm going to add a video tutorial to the top of that document. So if you go back later, it's a cloud-based document, so it'll be there. But Craigslist is one. Okay, Craigslist is one. There's also a free service. Now you have to register. But it's a free service. And I'll put that link in there. I don't remember the URL right off the top of my head, but there's a free one that you register for. And I will tell you, when you register, whoever had created it, they will send you emails. They'll try to sell you stuff and so forth. But it's a free service that you can use that will tell you, like, you can punch in your zip code and say, I want all of the for sale by owners within a 15-mile radius of that zip code. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not like perfect. The paid service that I recommend is one called My Plus Leads. My Plus Leads. And that one you can get for sale by owners, expireds, and even some other things with that. And that's a pretty good service, but that one is paid. As far as free, Zillow, Craigslist, and I'll add, I can't remember the URL of the other one, which is kind of like a free software for the other way. the other service. I just can't remember the URL off the top of my head.
Awesome. Yeah, and I got a few questions, people asking what the URL is, and if you could put it up on the screen. The Take Action link is virtuallistingsbootcamp.com. And I got another really good question from Amy, Josh. Amy says, Josh, is it better to text or call FSBOs?
Well, Amy, I would say that what would you rather happen? Get a phone call or a text? Now, you're a real estate professional, so you maybe want the phone call. So maybe that wasn't the best question. From my experience, if you call them, you'll get anywhere from 1 to 3 out of 10 that actually answer. And yes, I'm talking about people that are trying to sell their home. I know, but it's weird. If you text them using the process that I'm identifying for you here, I would say that over a long period of time, we've been tracking these numbers, you will get anywhere from 50 to as high as 80% of them reply. Now, what you should really do, the real answer is both. Text them and this is a great add-on. So what we recommend is that you text them on a Monday or Tuesday, because if they've gone another weekend and they haven't sold their house, they might become impatient, right? And their motivation might go up. So text them. Let's say you text them on Monday, and then call them. If they don't hear from them, call them on Tuesday. Okay. The other thing that we do is every Monday, like literally, you're going to text any of them that are active every Monday and see if the home is still available. And you're just going to keep trying to get that phone call appointment with them or that in-person appointment with them. Now, here's the cool thing. When you join me for the virtual listings bootcamp, when you join me for that, I'll show you how we're automating that. So all you have to do is reply when they reply. And by that, I mean, we're automating an email, a text, a phone message, and even direct mail to them on a recurring basis. It's pretty ninja stuff. And I'm excited to share it with those of you who join us for the bootcamp.
I've got another one coming in from Lydia Watson. And guys, go to virtuallistingbootcamp.com to take action. I'll paste that in the chat box again for you guys to get yourself a seat in the bootcamp. Lydia Watson says, Josh, you are right. I was hesitant in posting to Facebook my client's story, but I did it and have been getting all kinds of replies and hopefully a listing soon. Congratulations, Lydia. Good work.
Hashtag.
I got another one.
Hashtag winning. Hashtag winning. So let this be a lesson to you. Those who take action are the ones that get rewarded. Those who take action, you get rewarded.
And if there was ever a time to take action, now would be the time. I think we are in the perfect storm with the real estate market in the position that it is. And everybody, I believe, is in unanimous agreement that 2021 is going to be a boom year, a year of tremendous growth. And in the real estate cycle, I think that we are in for quite a surprise, and there's going to be a lot of commissions earned. The next one is coming from Mike Edwards. He said, what are the dates again for the bootcamp, and will it be recorded?
Okay, so the dates are February 24th and February 25th. February 24th and February 25th. It's a Wednesday and a Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern. 5 hours each day. And I think we had decided that probably on Wednesday we might have a little happy hour after we're done, after we're wrapped up. We will be recording it. There is an additional fee or charge for the recordings, and that's because we want to encourage attendance and participation. You will get out of it exponentially more if you are there. Okay, so it is available. You can get the recordings, and it's very reasonably priced. But we're trying to encourage as much in-person live participation as possible.
And for my friends that have taken action already, I have another question coming from Amy also, but for my friends that have taken action already, can you kind of walk them through the process, Josh? Maybe go back through the virtual listings bootcamp process so they can see exactly what it is. You go to virtuallistingsbootcamp.com.
Yep. So virtuallistingsboot.com. It'll forward you to this URL. It's a forwarding link. And in fact, I'll put the direct, just in case, because every once in a while URLs are funky. I'll put the direct URL in the chat. So it'll summarize what it is, what we're doing, the different sessions, etc. Click on the green click here to get access. You're going to enter your name and your email address. You're going to click next step. And eventually, voila, there you go. And that's where you can enroll. Of course, it's safe, encrypted, secure, etc. If because I think I saw somebody ask, can you pay via PayPal? Shoot me a message and we can make that happen. We can certainly do that.
Now, Amy is asking a really good question, and she's asking a specific question, but I believe it ties into what you'll be covering at the bootcamp. She says, do you recommend using Facebook ads? And then she asked about an ad budget. Will you be covering Facebook during the bootcamp at all?
100%. So we will cover specific to listing or seller side. We will cover Facebook ads, recommended budget, and recommended process for all of that. That is session, I got to go back to the page before. It's day 1, session 4, I think, or 3. Session 3, around the 2 o'clock hour of day number 1, 2 Eastern, is when we'll unpack that. Assuming we don't have to, assuming we're on schedule, which we should be. And thank you for that question, Amy.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. Guys, go to virtuallistingbootcamp.com to take action and align yourself with Josh. I got a lot of questions coming in, guys, but if you have any questions at all, please type them in the question box, and I'll make sure that I help Josh get these questions answered for you. This one is getting a little bit specific, but Debbie is asking, in one of the campaigns that you described sending a postcard in relation to the follow-up. And so she says, when you did that ad on Facebook, or when you did the post on Facebook, you said you follow up with a postcard. But how do you kind of facilitate that whole process, Josh? What's your magic behind that?
Yeah, so who do you know to send the postcards to, Debbie? So what I do, using the tool that I show in the mini camp, which you'll get immediate access to when you enroll in the 2-day virtual boot camp. Using the tool in there, and there are any number of tools that you could use for this. For example, you could use My MLS. We have access to a data provider called Remine. Okay, so there are many tools that you can use for this, but you can create a list, a segment based upon their criteria. So you could pull a list of single family, minimum 3-bed, with a valuation range of 200 to 350, let's say, and then send a postcard to that segment. That's one way I've done it. Another way I've done it is, let's say you have clients that are looking for a very specific neighborhood. You could send a postcard using Every Door direct mail to that neighborhood, and the cost is significantly reduced for the postage, and you're bombing that area. That's a terrible analogy. You're blanketing that area with the message. And I'll show you exactly how you do that and how you figure out the EDDM routes. And I'll even give you my, I've got a killer vendor for that who gives you the very best price and is also a really smart marketer. He's a real estate agent that owns a team that happens to own a print and postal shop. So he's got the best of both worlds. And I've got a great deal with him where he'll take care of all of it. And you can use the template that we've got for that type of the template that we've got for this type of messaging from secret number one, this taking frustrated buyer clients, we've got a template that we use for this that has been proven to work like gangbusters. And you can do it that way. The last potential way you could do it, Debbie, is I use a service called thanks.io, and you can create a postcard and send to a radius around an address right in there, or you can even build a list in there. And again, I'll unpack exactly how I use that and when I use that service. For those that join us, that'll be part of day one training.
I love it. And one of the things that you mentioned earlier too, Josh, so that has really resonated with me is really just understanding the value per listing appointment. When you understand that a listing-centric business is really the most profitable way to engage in real estate, and probably the most desired way, because once you get a listing contract, I mean, you have a listing contract, is when you understand the value per appointment, you can start to understand the value of what Josh is talking about, like the phone call that he received earlier on the web class here. He already knows when he sits down in front of that seller what the value behind that meeting is, and that's what he's going to be covering at the boot camp. He's going to show you how you can achieve your target of listing appointments so that you can consistently go on these appointments, create the listing opportunities for yourself. And one thing that's also very unique is that these listing opportunities are unique. You're not buying leads off Zillow that are sold to 700 agents. You're not going and meeting with somebody that's meeting with 15 other agents and you're just another person, you know, on their clock during the daytime. These are unique opportunities that you create for yourself so that when you go on these listing appointments, the probability of these transactions closing is a lot higher. It reduces stress, increases quality of lifestyle. This is what Josh is going to be teaching you on the virtual listing bootcamp. So guys, go to virtuallistingbootcamp.com to take action. Click the link in the chat box. I got a lot of good questions, Josh.
Yeah, two points. Hey, William, hold on. 2 points I want to add to that because this is what you said is so good. So good. Number one, if you look at day one, the only one where you're going to be in a competitive environment, and we're going to show you on day two how you create a massive competitive advantage with the for sale by owners and the expireds, but all of the other methodologies and systems are going to be, you're going to be playing or swimming in a blue ocean. So like what William said is perfectly accurate there. Like you're not going to be fighting in the same red ocean with a bunch of other agents in your market. The second thing is another difference in perspective for you. Now, if you're still here with me, odds are you get the fact that listings are the way to go, right? A listing-centric business. But if you have any hesitation, think about this. You can take 4 to 5 listings for every one buyer client. Worded differently, the time investment it takes for one buyer client equals the same time investment it would take you to get 4 or 5 listings if you use these systems and so forth, right? Buyers, especially now, you know, it takes a lot of time and effort. Listings, when you're not competing, it's easy comparatively. William, questions? Did we lose William?
Yeah,
there you go.
I got a good question here. This one's coming from Mike. Mike says, Josh, I signed up. Congratulations,
yes.
Mike, on taking
welcome.
He said that, yes, welcome, Mike. Very, very honored and privileged to have you be part of the listing boot camp. He says he is very well versed in many things, but Facebook and social media is not one of them. He said, will you be blessing us with tips on that, Josh?
The short answer is yes. We won't go super deep on the boot camp, but maybe we'll do a little bonus session on that. And in fact, hit me up, Mike. I know we spoke the other day. Shoot me a message, and I probably already have some things that I might be able to shoot you in advance of the boot camp to optimize some of that. But I would also encourage you, Mike, with the fact that like the majority of what we're going to unpack here does not require you to do like traditional social media type of stuff. So it's not, you know, to succeed with what we're going to show you here and help you build out isn't going to be dependent on you having like a perfectly optimized Facebook profile or like some strategic posting schedule and plan and or any of that stuff.
Perfect. I love it. Guys, go to virtuallistingbootcamp.com to take action. If you have any questions at all, please type them in the question box, and I will make sure that we will get those questions answered for you. Mike says, thank you, Josh. Can't wait. And anyone else, when you take action, please let me know in the chat box so I can give you a congratulations and also send you any extra bonuses that may have been included in today's presentation. I'm just going to toss it back over to you, Josh, and see what you'd like to do.
Yeah, right on. Okay. So let's see here. Will you be hosting the boot camp any other days in March or April? Amy, that is to be determined. We want to see how the first one goes, and I'll certainly let you know moving forward from that. Amy, we got that one. Reynaldo, can you email me?
Debbie Rivera says she just signed up. Congratulations.
Yes. Welcome, Debbie. Yes, we want to celebrate that for sure. Reynaldo, can you email me how to do the perfect CMA if you have anything about this? Well, why don't we just address that publicly here? I don't know that there is a perfect CMA. What I do is I use RPR, okay, RPR, which you can find at narrpr.com. I build out a property report, and I send them the report, and I send them a video message with the report. It says, hey, this is an automated value of your property. It might be accurate. It might not be. I'm paraphrasing. If you want a more specific and accurate valuation, I just need to come take a quick tour of your property and do a little room by room review. The other thing I would throw in there is like, hey, the market's crazy hot right now. If you're thinking about selling, we should chat because now is the best time there has been in probably 20 years to sell your house. And oh, by the way, if you're worried about where you'd go, we have solutions for that as well. And by the way, since I brought that up, since I mentioned that, when you're talking with sellers, the best or one of the best ways to connect with them is to find out about where they're going. Okay. Build a relationship with them and build rapport with them and find out where they're going. Are they downsizing? Are they trading up? What are they doing so that you can help with that solution? And because that part of the equation is much more enjoyable than the selling. Like nobody gets super excited to sell their home, right? Like, oh yes, let's get our home ready to sell and make it open up to strangers for 24/7 for 7 days, right? No, that's the painful part. You want to make it as easy and lucrative for them, but get them excited about and focus on and connect with them on where they're going. That part of the equation. Okay. Let's see here. I think we have so many comments and questions here that I'm trying to go back up through, but let me also say that if we miss any of your questions, you can shoot me an email. You can call or text me. You can send me a private message if you're watching, depending on where you're watching this and so forth. Deborah, what app/service do you recommend for mass texting? Deborah, I personally use KV Core. We get it with EXP. I love it. It's a great platform, and that's what I use and recommend. Lion Desk is great as well, and that does it. And there are many others that do it as well. There is one for Android devices that I can't remember right now. That's a like a laptop-based app. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I'll try and get an answer for you, Deborah. But I would say that there are lots of different possible options. And I would also say so that you can get value from this particular workshop, just take action. And even if you have to send them one-to-one, it's going to be worth the time and effort, because you're going to create opportunities out of thin air. Opportunities out of thin air. Edith says, looking forward to your info. Right on, Edith. So these are text messages. We got that. Send me the slides. Yes, I will send everyone a copy of the slides and the replay as soon as it all is rendered and ready to go. Terry says, I posted already. I love that. I love that. I would love to hear, Terry, if you've gotten any interaction. And I am sending out a replay. Yes. Debbie, we got that one. We got that. Can't wait for the boot camp. Right on. We got that. We got that. Okay. Well, I think if after registering and I can't find the training, will I be refunded my fee? If you can't find the training. Yeah, I mean, we have a no questions asked money back guarantee, but you'll certainly find the training. But we've got this guarantee in here for you. No questions asked. You can attend both days, and if you don't feel like it was worth every penny and more, we'll happily refund your investment. And I can say extremely confidently, okay, that the bonus mini camp training that I had already recorded and get immediate access to, that alone is easily worth the investment. Easily. Yes, Amy, I certainly can send you that. Signed up. Right on. Good. Okay, so we're going to come in for a landing here. I need a break. I get so excited and wound up on these that I end up straining my upper back, and I drank all of my liquids here, so my throat is getting a little raspy. So let's come in for a landing here. If you haven't already done so, go to virtuallistingsbootcamp.com, and get enrolled. Save your spot right now. If you have questions or you're not sure, you know what I'll also add to here? You can email me. You can call or text me. That is my personal cell phone. Or you can schedule a quick chat at josh15.com. Josh15.com. That's just a link to my Calendly, where you can schedule a quick little chat. And I just ask you that you be patient. There were a lot of you watching this. And so just be patient. If I don't get back to you immediately, I promise I will get back to all of you. William, thank you, my friend, for being a phenomenal, wonderful MC. Thank you all for spending some time with us. Most importantly, please take action. The action takers are the ones who are rewarded in life. I'm going to pull up a quote that I shared the other day with my. Oh, look at this! I got somebody that texted me from my post. Somebody texted me from my post already. A buddy of mine. Beautiful, beautiful thing. I posted this the other day, which sums up the action. And it's the difference, an example of the difference between average and elite. Average and elite. Information, this isn't my quote. Information is the booby prize. The real prize is competence. Competence. How do you become competent at doing something? By actually doing it. This information will help you, but only if you actually use it. Not lose it. Only if you actually use it. Use it. I said it. I said it again. This information that we're going to and the work we're going to do on the boot camp is only going to help you if you then take it and run with it and implement it. So take action. Grab your spot. Can't wait to spend a couple of days with a bunch of you where we're going to have fun and we're going to help you grow your listing-centric business. Thank you so much. Take care, and hopefully we'll talk soon. Yeah, there you are.
And if I could, I just wanted to do a little quote battle with you, because I have something that I'd like to share too for all my friends that are with us on the call today.
Bring it, baby.
To let everyone know how much it means to. I just want to let everybody know how much it means to have you be a member of my community. Josh, as well as myself, have been hosting these weekly web presentations for well over 10 years, in excess of thousands of presentations. And some people on the call with me have probably been on almost every single one of those presentations. And to me, that means a tremendous amount. It means a tremendous amount to have you be a member of my community. So for my quote, it is, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And when you align yourself with Josh, really a legend in the real estate field of generating listings for your business, you're going to be aligning yourself with the perfect practice that you need in order to achieve the goals that you set for yourself, and as well as everything else in life and beyond. So go to virtuallistingbootcamp.com, take action, invest in yourself, and with that, go out, conquer the day.
Amen, brother. Love it.
Everyone.
Appreciate you.